And good morning. So we're on site today at a customer's house. We got a call in for a hot tub that they wanted to actually get operating again. This particular tub was sitting inside of the deck. They moved in 2015, and so since 2015 until now it's 21. So 6 years the thing has just sat inside the deck. They attempted to fill once, but it wasn't holding water, and so today we're out here to see what's wrong with it, to see what we can do in order to help this particular homeowner out. So what we're going to do is we're going to come around and flip the camera, and here we go. So what we have is an old Four Winds, about 2005 circa, similar to the Catalina spas that are out there. In fact, they're similar headrests and everything like that. They're out there, similar jets, waterway jets, the whole 9 yards. So we're attempting to fill from filter area right there. And I actually just reset it so it's in the prime mode. So let's take a look what's wrong with this thing. So let's hit jet 1. You hear that? Little humming sound. Oh, and there's phase 2 humming. That means the motor's locked. Now let's try jet 2. Well, that works. In fact, it tripped the breaker at the same exact time. So let's go over and reset. All right, so I'm over at the breaker. You guys have to push down. Remember, watch my video and then push up. Up, it's tripping. And up again. You hear that? That double click. Ready? One more time. There you go. So there's resistance on the line over here. That's as the result of water actually pushing through the system. And so motor 1 and motor 2 are bad. Bottom line. So 2 dead motors on the thing that need to be replaced. The heater element, we actually fired it. It had fired it up to a dry prior to me starting the video, and so we reset that out. I wanted to test it if there was the heating element as well, and so that's a potential replacement right there. I mean, look, it's that shelf life for 6 years sitting underneath. I'd replace the element as well. So 2 motors, an element, and why is this thing not filling? Well, it's not filling because there's a manifold or some other plastic part underneath not holding water. It's been broken. So what happens is, as a result of freeze damage throughout the winter, when even if the tub's empty with water, and even if you suck it out with the vacuum over there, guess what? Water will infiltrate inside of your hot tub. It doesn't matter. And so water got into the lines, and when water freezes, it expands and it cracks the little PVCs that are underneath there, Schedule 40 stuff. It just cracks it. Cracks the lines, cracks everything, and thousands of dollars of damages are done, or there's a result. Now, let's take a look at this over here. Can you see the distance between here and here? I'm talking about the lip of the hot tub and then the base of the deck. The tub is listing. It's less than there by about 1.5 inches. In fact, the whole thing sits, that would be level. The whole thing sits like that towards the corner. So a readjustment will be needed. But why on God's good earth did they sink this thing into this deck? It's amazing. They thought it was never going to fail, and that repairs would never be needed. How do I know that they thought this thing? Well, let's take a look underneath. All right, so we're the opposite side of the tub. There it is up there. We're on the other side. So let's go underneath. I removed the lattice underneath here. Let's take a look underneath. What were they thinking? Okay, so I have, what's the distance between here? 18 inches, if that. So we got to get somebody very small, vertically challenged to get underneath here. Just a small individual. But once I crawl underneath there and do the Hogan's Hero thing, I can get to this side and unscrew the bottom things. But look at the boards. And what I'm talking about is right there. They really had to make it right butt up against it. They couldn't have had just a little cantilever, something removable, anything removable. Not to this way, not to that way. So they had the deck here at first, and then they had the hot tub here first, and then the contractor came and built around it. And how are we going to adjust this from listing, and how are we going to get in it to make the repairs for the motors and for the manifolds and whatever else may be broken underneath here? Difficult job. We got to crawl underneath here. I got to pay dudes to get underneath here and just suffer for the day, and it will be at least. So 2 motors, 1 and 2, or on the other side, not quite sure. Hell, they could be both in the front. I doubt it, though. That's just the way life is. But how am I going to get this corner panel out? Even if I were to do that, how am I going to get the corner panel out in order to remove the the main panel. Impossible. Absolutely. So now that we've seen underneath here and what not to do, so if you're ever thinking about putting putting a hot tub inside of a deck, don't do it. Never do it. Don't even think about doing it, because this is now going to be cost prohibitive to repair this particular hot tub unless they absolutely love it and they want it done. I'll tell you, the shell's in great condition though. It really, I mean, it did protect it. But at the end of the day, it's actually going to probably kill the hot tub as far as possible repair, or at least make it extremely costly. So let's, there's a look from that side. Let's come out again. I'm going to hit pause, and we're back up top. So I guess the question is, Frank, how are you going to fix this thing? If you wanted to fix it, and if the homeowners have the money to fix it, and they're going to do it, what are you going to do? Are you going to repair it from underneath? Are you going to struggle around looking for stuff? What will you do to do this? So the answer is I have to remove this from the deck to do the corrective repairs. So what we'd end up doing is bringing in a gantry system. We'll use our spa dolly equipment, our spa wedge, like a sandwich, over here, and we'll lift this thing up out of there. We'll pop panels on the side, we'll screw stuff to the thing, get chains all over this thing, and lift this thing out of the deck. My advice is, and my suggestion is, not to put it back down in there. They should actually close this hole over and leave it on top of their deck. That way it makes repairs a lot easier. But if they want, we'll put it back into them. We'll just charge them extra money in order to up and down with it. But it should be completely up and done, and that's how we'll do it. We'd have to rewire the box over there a little bit to give me additional length of line, but regardless, this thing needs to come up. We will move the table out of the way, get all that stuff up, gantry in, lift up, wheel it back out this way, and set down in there. So up, out, and down. Open up the panels, do all the repairs, test the system, fire the system, make sure everything's great in there, and get it back up and running again, and then hopefully not have to set it back down into that thing. And that's the real answer. But we are making hot tubs great again, so we can do this. It's going to cost some money and a couple guys and a whole day. That's it for me. Hope you learned something from this. Don't put them in a deck. Thank you.